On my latest YouTube live, I showed you two options for a scrappy quilt that I'm working on, and boy did you guys have opinions on it. So in this video I'm going to show you those two options again. I've got all the quilt blocks ready, so we'll put them on the wall and have a look, and then I'll show you which one I decided to go with. I've made a decision, I'm going with this option. If you haven't met me before, my name is Rachel and I make videos here on this channel that are aimed at inspiring you to make your very next quilt. In this video, I've decided to show you the reality of my sewing space. I do sew down in the garage. I have my car in front of me, my bike, I have my husband's building materials. Sometimes I got the washing machine going while I quilt, but I do have a TV, and today, while I've been putting together all these blocks, I've been binging this great cooking competition show, but it's all Harry Potter themed, so that's been really fun. So let me show you the two options in case you missed the live. Basically we're making scrappy stars. They are a 9 patch in the center, like this, and then they will have triangles coming out. So I've made blocks on a cream base with the triangles in the corner, so when put together they'll make stars. So option 1 was to have the stars all separated so they're not touching, and option 2 was to actually configure those blocks so that they are all connected stars. I have an idea of which one I'm going to go with, but I am going to decide after I've had a look at them in person rather than the iPad, like what it looks like up on the wall in the two configurations. Now there was a few things that we were also discussing about this quilt. The first one was whether to make, so the background is going to be cream, but I was thinking of having the outside edge in a different color, so it's like a bit of a border. I was talking about pink last week, but I found that I actually have blue, plain blue fabric, which I think will look good around the edge. So as you can see, I've cut out all those blocks ready for the edge of my quilt. The other thing we were discussing on the live was these triangles. So you could actually have stitched in pieced triangles in the corner, but what I have done is just, I'll give you an example, cut my 2.5-inch squares, same as what my 9 patch were, but just folded them in half and ironed them, and they are the triangles that I've sewn into the corners of the cream blocks. So they're actually not stitched in, you can poke your finger in there. I've never done anything like that with the fold, that it's like 3D. So a few of you had comments. Gretchen reminded me that with this method I'm going to have 3 layers in the corners, and whether that would add too much bulk to my quilt. But I think if I'm just careful with my ironing and have basically these blocks flat and the others are being turned over and ironed, folded, I think it'll be fine. And Lisa actually liked the fact that there was the 3 layers there, and that would add an extra weight to the quilt, which would be lovely. And she also loved the idea that you could poke your finger into the triangle, and because she had so much enthusiasm, I think I'm definitely keen on going that way. So I have, can you see that? I have actually sewn all the cream blocks with the blue, dark blue triangles in the corners ready to put together. But what I do need to do, if I'm doing these blue as outside, some of these blue ones will need to have 2 triangles in the corners instead of the 4, just the 2. So I need to get some of those sewn up first before we lay out the quilt. So let's do that. Just a reminder to hit that like button so YouTube will send this video out to more people in our quilting community. Thanks so much. I am just basting these on with a large stitch and less than 1/4 inch from the edge, so that the stitch line is covered when I put my blocks together. It worked. Guys, I'm so happy I made a design board. So at the back of our garage, we have louvers out to the street basically, and it's foam. My husband had put it up there just to block some of the noise. So I was able to just pin some of my batting into that foam, and now I have a design board. So I've never had one before. This is really huge. So let me arrange option one for you. This was option one, where the star is separated from the next star. Now, it looks really busy up close. When I went back to the camera where you guys are watching from, you can see the stars, but I'm just wondering the choice of this cream with the boats on it might be too busy. It certainly looks busy from right close up. So before I show you option two, I might just change those blocks with the boats to plain blue, because I have a feeling that is going to look really good, and I hadn't even considered that. So let me try that. Actually, before I put the blue on, I might walk back to where the camera is and see what it looks like with the just plain cream. Ah, that looks much better, doesn't it? So my option would be to get a plain fabric or use the same that I've used here, which I've run out of, so I'd have to get something similar. Plain or blue. Let's try the blue. Although I don't have a whole lot of blue. I need enough to go around the edge, which means I'd have to make it smaller. This is fun, having a design board. I like this. I like this a lot. So it is just sticking to the batting. I did put one pin in each of the other blocks just to secure them. Make sure you do write me a comment for this video on what you think is the best look. Alright, I'm going to head back there and see what the blue looks like. Oh, that looks so nice. Oh, that looks so nice. I don't think I have enough blue. I'd have to make a little mini quilt, and I've got heaps more of these blocks. I think that looks amazing if you're making one at home. I like that. I do like that. Let me have another look. Oh. Yeah, that looks cool. All right, now option number one. I was going to read you out some of the comments. This layout, option one, did have more votes than the other layout, including Linda from England, Jules, Gretchen, and the Indecisive Quilter. And most importantly, my mum thought that the option one was a better option. The main thing that you were all saying is that you can see the stars more clearly. So let me show you option two. Option two. All I've done is replaced those blue squares with another scrappy patch. What do you think? I want to see it from far. You know what, that actually does, it does look good. It does look good. What do I do, guys? All right, I'll tell you who liked this one, option 2. Dina in the live, she was from the US. She was saying on the live she liked this layout better. That's when we were looking at the iPad. The benefits is that I do get to use up more of my scrappy fabric. We have more of these 9-patch in use, which was kind of the starting point and kind of the main purpose of this quilt. There was somebody that said, I can't remember now, that this option looks more like a lattice rather than stars. Now, is that a problem when it looks really quite good anyway? Oh, now I don't know. I need my mum to come over and I need you guys to tell me which one to go with. So I might put photos. I'll put option 1, option 1.5 with the blue, and option 2. Which one do you think? To be honest, guys, to be honest, thinking about filming this, I had in my head that I'm gonna choose option 1, right? The stars, separated stars, because that's what a majority of you said, including my mum. I sort of agreed with you that the stars would be good separated. I'm definitely not happy with the sailing boat fabric. I wouldn't use that, but in just a one plain fabric or similar fabric to this, it does look really good. But option 2 also looks awesome, and I've got plenty of these 9 patches already made. It shows off all this crazy colors and fabrics, which is like the scrappy quilt and the whole point of making the quilt. I'm kind of leaning towards option 2 actually. I've made a decision. I'm going with this option. I think I really like how the 9-patch is really dominant and the main feature of the quilt. So let's do it, let's do it. So next video, you'll see me put this together. Now you've made it to the end of the video, so you obviously like what I've done here in my videos. Can I ask you a favor? Can you share the video with your quilting friends? So either hit the share button and like text it to them, or just tell them about me at your next craft and sewing group. I would really appreciate that. I just want to get some momentum with these videos and get a lovely sewing community here. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Love you guys. Bye. It's the next day and I'm just about to go on my Sunday walk, but I've put the whole quilt together, what it would look like with all the blocks that I've already made. And as you can see, I just need to make 2 more 9 patches, which I have fabric for already cut, and I need to have 2 more blues. Now I didn't have enough squares cut of the blue, but I do have scrap to join skinnier pieces, so I'm gonna make 2 squares with a seam line through the center. I'll probably put this one here. So maybe one seam line there and there. It shouldn't be too noticeable, but I'll have to piece my 2 second squares. But this is this is how it will look in total with the blue all the way around. How good does it look for you guys? Okay, peace out.